What's up, guys? How you doing? It's your boy Jacob Vanscoy here. I just want to touch base on the Rise of Skywalker here and other things that I noticed in the sequel trilogy. So let's get right into it. Um, with the Rise of Skywalker, I think, like any other Star Wars fan, um, and as I said in my two previous videos about this, I believe deep down in my heart and soul that what we got wasn't as good as I thought it was going to be. I'm not bashing on the film totally. I just think it could have done better. It could have done better. Like Mike Zero once said about his opinion on The Rise of Skywalker. It was an emotional roller coaster, and there were scenes that I liked and disliked. The scene to where towards the end of the film that I really did not like the most, was that the horse thing on the Star Destroyer when they were fighting on Exegol. I did not like that at all. I think that was a copycat of what they were doing for The Last Jedi, and I hated that part for The Last Jedi as well. Like, what was that all about? Why would you put that in a Star Wars film, right? Another thing that I noticed that could have done better. I thought the beginning of the film was very, very fast. It was rushed. And there were a bunch of things that we were supposed to get, and we never got it, right? We never got it. We were supposed to get this mythical creature thing when Kylo Ren was on Mustafar. And yes, that planet at the beginning of the film, that was the planet of Mustafar from Episode 3 and Rogue One. But the only differences with that was the trees and the people, right? But back to the topic at hand, we were supposed to get an extra scene to the beginning of that, and they just skipped that extra scene for The Rise of Skywalker towards the beginning. It was going to lean towards the Oracle, who's going to give permission to enter Kylo Ren's grandfather's castle and Darth Vader. And I learned that Darth Vader was the one that put the Oracle there. And we were supposed to get a scene to where Kylo Ren was fighting Luke Skywalker as in a vision of Kylo Ren's. And he was entering the bottom below the castle. There was like some sort of Sith cave or what, something like that. And we never got any of that. We never got the stuff that we were promised. And with the scene going from Mustafar to Exegol, I thought was super fast. It was way too fast at the beginning, guys. I just think the beginning could have been a lot more better. And and with the thing that I did not like the second most, well, actually I should reverse that, it's the first most, that I despise the most, was Kathleen Kennedy having the idea of Rey becoming Rey Skywalker. Like, what? You had her as a nobody until we actually found out that she was the Dark Lord of the Sith granddaughter, right? Or aka daughter, considering that Palpatine's so-called son was a clone, and that wasn't Palpatine's actual son. It was just like a younger version of himself that was cloned. And with Palpatine, I did not like the part where he's getting killed by his own granddaughter. I did not like that at all. I did not like that. That was too fast paced. It should have been a little bit longer. It should have been a better demise for the Dark Lord of the Sith. We were supposed to get a scene in the Indian to where Luke and Anakin were supposed to send Palpatine with them into the netherworld of the Force, and the Force goes to the past. We're supposed to destroy Palpatine themselves in the netherworld of the Force, which is the place to where all Jedi in the living world go to after they have passed away. So basically, it's like saying a Jedi heaven, pretty much. With that being said, another thing that I saw, and I'm not going to go into full descriptive detail about this. There was another kiss in the film besides Kylo Ren's and Rey's before the actual ending of the film. That specific kiss, I'm not too fond of. I'm not being, I know what. I'm just not. I just think they should have put something like that in another film. Not Star Wars. I'm saying just in Star Wars in particular. You can't put that stuff in a. And I'm not one of those people that are like judgmental to where if they want to find somebody that they love to where to whatever. I'm not going to be that judgmental. The only thing I'm judgmental about it is you putting it in a Star Wars film. What was Kathleen Kennedy thinking? Again, that just goes to show you on how incompetent and surreal that Kathleen Kennedy needs to be removed as president of Lucasfilm. Another thing to this is when Kathleen Kennedy asked Leslie Handland to do a Star Wars TV show for Disney Plus. Like, you asked the assistant of Harvey Weinstein, the former assistant of Harvey Weinstein, to do Star Wars? Are you serious? Do you not see how bad that is? Do you not see how you're making Disney and Lucasfilm look? And another thing is bringing back Rian Johnson to be the director or writer or whatever. And with Kathleen Kennedy, I watched Mike Zero on this last week, is to where she's saying, quote unquote, that she's sorry for what she did about The Last Jedi with Rian Johnson. I find that hard to believe. I find it hard to believe that she's actually sorry for what she did. I don't believe it at all. I don't believe it for one damn bit. Again, excuse my language. I'm just so frustrated that Disney and Lucasfilm had to go down this route. And the people, the Star Wars community, tried to warn Bob Iger, Kathleen Kennedy, Rian Johnson, that this would happen. Even Mark Hamill and the entire Star Wars sequel trilogy cast said that this is going to be a bad idea. This was going to be a bad look. And it was for The Rise of Skywalker, guys. I don't know if you noticed this. Was they had two phases of reshoots. One in 2018 and second in 2019. Leaning in towards before the film actually came out. And we got that current version, the final version of the film, to where we didn't like that version of the film as much, but lo and behold, we're supposed to get a better version of the two movies in the sequel trilogy on Disney Plus in 2023, as well as other things like the Kenobi TV series, the Star Wars Rebels sequel series. We were supposed to get the Rise of Skywalker sequel series, and it takes place like years and years and years after the events of the Rise of Skywalker on Exegol. And we're going to see a more wiser Rey with the return of, excuse me for a minute, return of Ben Solo, Anakin Skywalker, and Luke Skywalker back to life temporarily. Not Ben Solo back to life temporarily. I haven't gotten into that version of that yet. I'm just talking about Anakin and Luke. They're going to be coming back to life temporarily. I don't know how, but I think it's cool. But with a character also with like Boba Fett, he wasn't a Jedi. He wasn't no Force user. He was just a bounty hunter. And you bring him back to life? What? That's the only thing I'm judgmental about for this bringing back to life characters. And with the Rise of Skywalker, I did not like, and this goes for the entirety of the trilogy, killing off the main characters from the originals. Well, except for Harrison Ford's Han Solo, because he said, quote, before that movie came out, that he hated doing Han Solo. Harrison Ford said that. He said he did not like doing Han Solo for Star Wars. He did not like doing Star Wars at all. From what I've heard. And excuse me. I'll give him that. That they killed off his character in The Force Awakens, and they did that because Ford asked them to. But killing off Carrie Fisher's Leia and then Luke in the middle movie, and this is where I get serious about this. If you want to kill off Luke, you save it for the final film of the trilogy. Don't kill him off in the middle of the trilogy. Why would you do that? That's another thing I hate about The Last Jedi, is killing off Luke Skywalker in the middle of the film. Why would you do that? But I hope sometime soon, before 2021, that Kathleen Kennedy is removed from being president of Lucasfilm. The only bright light that I've seen at the end of the tunnel about this is them looking at Jon Favreau. And I've seen his work, as probably other people have seen his other stuff like The Mandalorian, Iron Man. He did awesome with that. And another thing I saw with the Rise of Skywalker that I did not like was how Rey was the chosen one and not Anakin. And that was all Kathleen Kennedy's doing again, by the way. I also did not like that that there was less Kylo Ren and less Palpatine. And even less Luke. We only got like 10 minutes of Luke Skywalker and 12 minutes of Palpatine. Like, what was that? Why? We should have got a little extended version of Luke Skywalker and Palpatine and blah, 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 blah. This is all about the Skywalkers. The Skywalkers. Not some nobody. The Skywalkers. This is their story. And this was a poor ending to the Skywalker saga. I'm sorry, guys. It's just so frustrating, man. It's just so frustrating that they did this, and it makes my skin crawl. It makes me want to puke. I know I'm old enough to say where I should not be doing this, and I'm not going to, but sometimes in my head, I just want to think about going to wherever Kathleen Kennedy lives and vandalizing her house. That's just how angry I am. And I'm not going to do that. I'm just stating my personal opinion. I just feel very, very angry about it. So, there you have it, guys. That is my opinion and perspective on the sequel trilogy, The Rise of Skywalker, etc. And I will say this one last thing about The Rise of Skywalker. It was a improvement to The Last Jedi. I will say that The Rise of Skywalker is a better film than The Last Jedi, and in my book, The Rise of Skywalker will be second in that trilogy and The Last Jedi will be very last. So again, guys, I don't want to keep you too much. We've been going for about 16 minutes here. I will be talking about something. We're going to change a little topics here tomorrow. I'll be back tomorrow as soon as I get off work around. I get off work at 3, so I'll be talking about some sports, and we'll jump right into that first thing tomorrow. So again, thank you guys. Leave a like, a comment, subscribe down below, and I will catch you guys in the next video. Peace.